Hi, well, it's been another minute since I've been here recording something, but tonight what I want to talk about is what's the purpose of personal growth? Why would we even do that? What do we do with it once we've got it? If you want to know more about these and more questions, stay tuned, and it's coming up right now. Okay, so here you are. It's Tea and Transformation. I use tarot as a method of focusing where it is that I'm going, along with several other tools. But let's suppose just for a moment that you were given 6 months, all expenses paid, everything's looked after at home, the kids, the cats, the husband, whatever. Everybody's going to be just fine. And you get to go away for 6 months on a personal growth or personal development journey. Where would you go and what would you do? And more importantly, what would you expect to be doing once you got home? See, because I have a lot of questions about that. Here's my problem and here's my issue with it. If you've been spending a lot of time meditating, going to workshops, going into retreats, looking at your inner life, processing the heck out of your dysfunctional childhood, because like who didn't have one of those? Now that you've done all that work, or even if you're in the process of it and you have a handle on it, what the heck do you do with it once you've got it? And not everybody can be involved in a side hustle selling coaching programs because you got enlightenment. So what do you do with it? Well, here's my beef about that. What's the point of personal development if you're not going to contribute to your community? See, there's a difference between mindful living and intentional living. Mindful is more about your personal journey. Intentional living is more about how and who you are in the community that you belong to. So is there opportunity for us to get involved in our communities? Oh my God, yes. So why are we spending so much time staring at our navels? Why aren't we out there taking all of our enlightenment and our clarity and actually doing something in our communities? When did we stop being caring communities? When did we stop being caring people? Because it seemed to me that the whole idea of being a light worker was to shed the light. But if the only place you're shedding light is in your living room, what's the point? So for me, I'm thinking, you know, the Women's March happened once, and it happened again, but not to the extent nor with the coverage. But what are we going to do with all of that? What does it actually mean? Where's the action that we're going to take with that? Did you know that there's some guy in Oklahoma who's a representative in their state legislature who's actually trying to pass legislation that once a woman becomes pregnant, she has no autonomy. She is a mere host for that child. Isn't that interesting? Republicans, oh, they sure care about every child from zero to birth. But once they're born, they don't give a damn. So if you want to live in that kind of a world, then I guess staring at your navel, shedding the light around your living room with all that love and light that you have, and oh, maybe behind the keyboard every once in a while on Facebook, you might make a difference. But really? Seriously? No, I'm sorry, I got to call you out. If you aren't out in your community doing something, if you're not registered to vote, if you don't care about the world that you live in, there's really not a whole lot of point to personal growth, in my opinion. So what does that look like? See, because we talk about personal growth and who we are as human beings to become kinder, more compassionate, more caring people. But where does that happen? I mean, it's from the little things like that lady who owns a flower shop that used all of the flowers that were left over from the Valentine's Day rush to take flowers out to the people who were in drive-through windows on Valentine's Day, giving you coffee and donuts and whatever else it was you were ordering, to people who were out in their communities saying, enough. This whole thing that happened with the Florida schools and the way it's catching on fire with people saying enough and calling out the NRA and being active about it and getting registered to vote and finding out who your representatives are and actually saying to people, if you take NRA blood money, we're not voting for you. That's the kind of action that actually changes the communities that we live in, that propels a community to a kinder, more caring and compassionate way of being. There are lots of little projects going in every community around, from community gardens to getting out the vote campaigns, to investigating who your representatives are and voting for them, from city council to county to state to the federal elections. There's plenty of ways to spread that light and love around, because it isn't doing anyone any good as long as it's in your meditation room or your living room or someplace hidden away. You know, there's that old Bible verse about not putting a basket over your light, right? So maybe it's time to sort of take a look at that. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And let's hope it shines beyond your living room, because we have an opportunity as light workers, as people who are involved in personal growth, as metaphysical beings that are looking out beyond the boundaries of ourselves to change the world that we live in, to actually do that work. So I know it's been a little bit of a rant, but really I guess at the end of it, after I've kind of slapped you all around a little bit, is to really say, get out in your communities, take action, do something. Sitting behind the keyboard on Facebook isn't enough anymore. Otherwise, it's just virtue signaling. And really, I think the kids from that school in Florida are calling people out on the thoughts and prayers, and it's too soon to talk about it. No, it's not too soon. There have been lots of attempts lately, from Occupy to Black Lives Matter to Standing Rock to the Women's March, that are saying people are getting out there. And you don't need a badge of personal growth and a badge of who you are in terms of your enlightenment to be out in the community doing something. You just need to get out there and do it. Take all those lessons you've learned, all those years of self-help books and working on yourself and meditation and processing the crap out of your history. Get out there in the community and do something, because really, at the end of the day, it's your contribution to the community that you live in, and to leave the world a better place than when you came in. So if you're going to do that, that doesn't mean sitting in your living room. It means get the hell outside. Well, I guess that's for this rant. So I'm Alex. This is Tea and Transformation, and we're actually shooting for enlightenment here and the practical side of it. So let's take the stuff that we learned and put it to use. So, oh, by the way, subscribe. There's the button up there. There's Tea and Transformation. So it's on Facebook, it's on a website, and it's here on YouTube. So please subscribe. And, you know, down there's that bell. Click on the bell if you like what you see, because, you know, I rant fairly often. You can click on that bell and you'll get notified when I've got another one coming up. And you know what? I got a whole planner of topics that have just been driving me crazy, or things that I want to share, things that I want to see change, things that I want to have everyone get enrolled in terms of, let's make this world a better place to live in. We got kids, we got grandkids, we got great-grandkids. We want to leave them something better than today. All right, well, that's it. So, Tarot Tribe, Tea Buddies, I'm Alex. This is Tea and Transformation, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.